Hey, modern toy makers, stop making toys that piss themselves.
Somewhere on the sea, it got a little longer, so it seems.
Welcome to chapter 131 of Verbal Ramblings of an A4 piece of paper with a cock. How are we all doing? We back at it again. Isn't that right? I sound like a rapper. We back at it again. I've been listening to a lot of rap music this week, and I don't know, they just start songs all the same. They're like, you ain't playing. It's like, what? Nah, man, I ain't playing. It's imagine if you asked her, like, it's like someone asked him, like, hey man, are you fiddling with that microphone? Wait, you just need to record the song. He's like, I ain't playing, man, and they just left it in, you know. Anyway, rappers start their shit always the same, you know. Oh, you know what I love? We doing it again. Oh, like when they do a collab song, they're like, oh, yeah, and they say their name, like DJ Khaled or Ludacris coming in with the verse, or you know what I mean? We're coming at y'all, and they're just like, yeah, cool, man. Imagine if I rocked up to my job, just like if I rocked up on stage and I was like, look, Kidgell. Okay, so the MC is like, all right, guys, we got a new comedian coming up next. Give him some love. All right, welcome to the stage, Luke Kidgell, and everyone's like, woo, all right, yep, this guy looks fucking boring. And I come in and I take the microphone out, and then I'm like, yeah, we back at it again. I ain't playing. You really think that's gonna make my set go well? The confidence of rappers is what I'm trying to say is unbelievable. The fact that you think your song can be good after that shows next level confidence, which I don't have, and good on him, man. Good on him. And anyway, what was I talking about? Nothing. That's what this podcast is. Verbal ramblings of an A4 piece of paper with a cock. You heard it here first. Hope you guys have had a good week. I've had a good week. I got nothing to complain about. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. I got nothing to complain about because my life rocks. The worst thing to happen to me this week was last week. You know, nothing bad happened this week, where I have to then go back to last week. I was in the Apple store again and getting this thing fixed, and I overheard a shitty conversation, and that was the worst thing to happen to me this week, and it didn't even happen this week because my life's sick. So I'm in the Apple store. I'm waiting there at the Genius Bar, which is the bit at the back where they serve you, you know, like where you get your shit fixed, and all these nerds go like, and they act too positive. You come in and they're like, hey, how you going today? I'm full of energy because I'm contractually obliged to be. And you're like, yeah, good, man. My phone, the buttons on it, it's not working properly. I think there's something wrong with it. I had my screen replaced, so now it's, oh, cool, man, no worries. I'll just check that out for you. What's your name? And they whip out their iPad. And they whip it out and they just like punch it in, but they punch it in while they're still fucking making direct eye contact with you for some reason. They've all learnt how to go, so what else are you getting up to today, you know? Just doing a bit of shopping and thought you'd pop in, or great. They don't even like let you finish talking. You're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to get a few, oh cool. It's like, all right, well, you're clearly pretending to be nice to me because you're not even listening to me. So then the guy was like, whatever. I'm like, no worries, man. I'll just go check out the back, and I'll be back in a sec. Just hang tight, and you know, feel free to have a look around. Oh, cool. So I can spend more money to your evil corporation, so you can get a bit richer, so then they can employ another one of you. No, I'm gonna sit tight right here. Thank you very much, because I don't particularly want to be here. So I'm in the Apple store. I'm sitting tight. Why, old mate, bloody Happy Pants McGee. That's what he's being called. Okay, I'm not saying it's a good name. That's his name. So Happy Pants McGee is out the back, you know, with his happy pants on, being all Happy Pants McGee, I'm assuming, looking for a replacement iPhone. And then I'm sitting there. These two girls are behind me. And again, this is the worst thing to happen to me this week. And this happened about 9 or 10 days ago. So I've been stewing on this for a while now, but there was a guest episode last week, and I haven't had the chance to get it off my chest. So now it is. And that's why I wanted to open the podcast talking about it. There's two girls are sitting behind me. They're getting their phone fixed, and I don't want to tell it anymore, actually. You know what? I'm over it. No, I'm not. So, these two girls are sitting behind me, and there's another Happy Pants McGee talking to them, and then he fixes their phone in front of them. So, whatever problem they had, he just goes into the settings, goes up, bang, bang, there you go. And the girl went, oh my God, you're a genius. No pun intended. And then the dude fucking pissed himself laughing like it was a joke. Like he laughed like he just heard a joke. He went and that made me so angry because we're at the so you guys, if you don't understand the joke, we're at the Genius Bar and the girl said, ha ha ha, you're a genius, ... no pun intended. Ha ha ha. Slight pause. Then the guy went, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha. And that was an interaction that I heard. And you bet your ass I was pretty pissed off when he came back. My attitude shifted. The guy was like, oh, thanks for hanging tight. And I was like, that's okay. I love being in here. It made me want to use Android. I was like, think I'm done with Apple now. Because the kind of other people who are using this product, you know, it's not a good ad for you, Apple. These are the kind of people who are using your products. People who go, you're a genius. I think I might get a Samsung. Because, to be honest, not feeling Apple anymore. Been in the Apple store twice now in about 3 weeks. Not feeling it. So Android, come at me. Look, I'm not going to get an Android. I'm not going to do that to myself. Why? Because I want to take a camera that doesn't look like it's a screenshot of a Nintendo 64 game. Dude, after shows, people give their fucking Android. So like, oh, so usually in the line sometimes if there's no one to take photos, you know, like at a regional show or whatever, or even some of the other shows, it's like I just get the person next in the line to take the photo at the meet and greet, which people are happy to do. You know, they got nothing else to do. So like, oh, would you mind taking the photo or whatever? And then people pull out their shitty Androids and the poor people who use iPhones, you know, have some respect for themselves, start taking the photos and they go, I think it's blurry. And I have to be like, nah, it's just an Android. And then the people in the photo, they know. They're like, yeah, it's just my phone. It's like, yeah, it's this phone that I paid $1,000 for and it doesn't work properly. It works properly except for the camera. How have Samsung and whatever the fuck phone you use still not worked out how to take a proper picture? That's why I'm still at the Apple store. Because it looks like a screenshot from the game GoldenEye that I used to play as a child. Every time, like I get tagged in a photo of Instagram and I can't work out which one's me. I mean, they all look like me because I look like all the people in the photo, but it's very hard because they're all wearing my merch. I'm wearing my merch. There's a bunch of white guys, and we look like 8-bit Minecraft characters. So, I don't know what you want to do. So, anyway, that was the thing that pissed me off. So, that's how good my week's been this week. What else happened this week? Sorry, I had to look at my notes. Oh, everyone lost their Instagram likes. Man, models everywhere just did not know what to do. To be honest, has not affected me. I thought it would. I thought, so if you don't know, if international people, Instagram, I think it was just in Australia and Japan, I believe, they trialed Instagram, well, they've started doing Instagram now where I can't see how many likes another post gets. I can only see how many likes my post gets. And also people can't see my likes as well. So I thought it was going to affect me in the sense that I assumed people wouldn't like stuff anymore. Because you're like, oh, well, you can't see the photo. You can't see the amount of likes, so why would you like something? I thought people would just keep scrolling. But it honestly hasn't changed Instagram at all. If anything, it's probably better. Because I didn't give a shit how many likes other people got, or I got really anyway. So it has not affected me in the slightest. But I feel like it maybe would affect some people who do a lot of brand deals and stuff. Because I worry that I mean, I don't worry. I don't care about them. But, I've maybe it would affect some people. But yeah, that Instagram did that. And you know what else happened? Like in the last 2 weeks? That FaceApp thing. And everyone's like, the Russians have got your data. The Russians have got your data. If you use the FaceApp, the Russians have it. So what? Dude, the Russians already had my data. I throw my data away. You can email me anytime. luke.kidgell@gmail.com. Boom. Now Russia's got my data. I've been saying that for years. Oh, my name's Luke Harrison Kidgell. Oh, Russia's got my data. I don't give a shit. So, it's like, what do you have to hide? People are like, oh, they can access your phone now. What, other than maybe your bank details and stuff, but like, what do people have to hide? Like, oh, they can see a photo of where I wasn't wearing makeup from 3 years ago. Because you guys know, I would never, ever put anything out without me wearing makeup. I'm like the James Charles of Australia. Yeah, I don't understand that. People like just go, I would never use that app, man. I don't want anyone having my data. It's like, what's so, like, you think a lot of yourself. If you think the Russians want your data, you'll think you're special. Anyway, so that FaceApp thing, it's crazy how like once every 3 months something happens in whether it's an app or something online that everyone just does. Like that 10-year challenge, and this week it was like the FaceApp thing, and I did it, and it was fun. I was just like, oh, I wonder what I would look like if I was an old man. Gotta see that. I think everyone did that. And all I could think was like, nah, Jackass did it first. They beat you to the punch, man. They've been doing the old man thing for years. Johnny Knoxville was like, what would I look like? What would we all look like as old men? And then they sat in a makeup chair for 4 hours and did it. But now, just need the app. So, I reckon Johnny Knoxville would have been spewing when he saw that. He would have been like, fuck, I made a whole movie, Bad Grandpa, and I could just use an app. Every day I spent 4 hours in the makeup chair. What a waste of time. But yeah, I was at a dream where I predicted the future this week. Don't want to brag, but that's what I did. And I realized afterwards, I think maybe it's already happening. I had a dream. It was super realistic. I had a dream where I was putting up an Instagram story, because that's how mundane my dreams are. Other people are like, yeah, I was riding a dragon, and then we robbed a bank, and then I kissed the love of my life. And I was like, yeah, so I was sitting in my bedroom uploading an Instagram story. I think I've told a story. I think I've told this story on the podcast before. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. I'll quickly tell it in case I have. One time I had a dream. It was the most boring dream I've ever had, where I lost my footy shorts in my room, and I looked for them for a while in all the spots, like under my bed and in my clothes pile. And then at the end of the dream, I looked again in my cupboard, and I found my footy shorts. And then I woke up, and I'd been asleep for 9 hours. So 9 hours of my brain being unconscious was like, where's your footy shorts? Have anyone seen my footy shorts? Where's my footy? And then at the end of the dream, I just found them. One of the most satisfying dreams I've ever had, to be honest. And my dreams aren't exciting. Like, we have in the Patreon Discord that we have for like this podcast and all my content and stuff. If you want to join the Patreon, we'd love to have your support. We have like a dream shit posting chat where people every morning we just write what dreams we had. And you, like some of you guys who are in the Patreon have crazy, like here's one. I had a dream I was texting and driving and had a head-on crash. It was crazy. And it's like, wow, I had a wild dream. Chappelle Corby musical using Matt Corby songs. I think I'm going to actually try and write it now. Like, all you guys have really cool dreams. That's actually a good idea. Why doesn't Matt Corby write Chappelle Corby the musical? That would be so awesome. Like, it's just show tunes, but they're going, so I was going on holiday to Bali. And then, and I was like, oh, I'm going to bring my boogie board with me. Oh, my ukulele fell over. I think that was the universe telling me a sign. I should be playing it. That should be the main instrument in the Chappelle Corby the musical. If anyone wants to go write Chappelle Corby, oh, Meg, you can sing. Meg's just come in. You can sing. We're doing Chappelle Corby the musical. Yeah.
Have you already got it planned out?
No. This just fell over, and it was the universe sending me a sign that we should do it. Do you sing in the microphone, and I'll play the thing. So it does require a lot of improv because we haven't written the musical yet. Guys, introducing my girlfriend Meg.
I look bad.
She looks bad. You look great.
Thanks, honey.
All right. Now Meg's been doing musical theatre for 12 years now, so I'm sure improving Chappelle Corby musicals is very much in. Have you ever done that before? You do have makeup on your eye.
It's called eyeshadow.
No, it's crusty. All right.
Got some crusty eyeshadow.
Okay, guys. So it was actually a
Is
guy.
it like a bop musical?
Well, it was someone in my Discord.
You've been Chappelled.
Oh, that was good. No, I was going more of a show tune one. So the lyric I had was, I forget it. I said it 2 seconds ago. I was like, oh my God, I still got the crusty bit on your eye. Actually, you know what? It's very Chappelle. Leave it. It's good.
What, like very
Yeah.
like Chappelle 20 years in jail?
Yeah, it's like her after 10 years where she probably saw her with herself with a crusty eye and then left it. All right, so just leave it there. All right, so, okay, maybe you do the guitar. No, but that's the thing, you can sing, so you need to sing it.
But I think I'm pretty good at playing the ukulele as well.
Okay, maybe this isn't going to happen. Are you going to do it? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Go,
okay.
Go for it. Ready?
So the idea was
Yeah.
a guy on my Patreon had a dream. It was in dream shit posting. He said
Uh-huh.
he had a dream about a Chappelle Corby musical using Matt Corby songs, and he thinks now he's going to try and write it. So I'm going to try and give him a few hints.
Okay.
So it's like, I was going on a holiday to Bali,
Why are you doing it so high?
and then I decided to take my boogie board with me.
Well,
All right, and then you do the next line. My uncle said, "Can you do me a favor?" And I said, "Only for money." He said, "Can you take this cocaine?" And I said,
yes.
I went through customs,
And then I got
caught with
cocaine.
Then I said,
I didn't do it.
but I probably did. We'll never know. Then the Indonesian government said, is it in Indonesia? Yeah. Then they said,
You're going to jail.
and then I said, okay.
She cried a bit.
She cried a bit.
I cried a bit.
Are you playing Chappelle? Yeah, I'm the narrator. You're Chappelle. So, she cried a bit. And,
I cried a bit.
and then she did her time.
I did my time.
But now imagine that, but with Matt Corby singing it.
Yeah.
Wow, well done, Meg.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
I'm glad we did that.
I really just wanted your paw, but
Yeah, well, next time you
yeah.
try and sneak into my room, choose a better time when I'm not writing an improv musical. Hey guys, it's Luke. I was just editing the podcast and I realised that was one of the most factually incorrect attempts at Chappelle Corby the musical of all time. She didn't actually smuggle cocaine, it was cannabis. I don't think we got any of the facts right, to be honest. But the ukulele was pretty good, so what did you expect, really, when you clicked on this? Anyway, enjoy the rest of the podcast. Guys, wherever you are, if you're on the train, if you're in your bedroom right now, round of applause for Meg. I'm sure there's a lot of people clapping right now,
Thank
wherever
you,
they're
yeah.
listening. And, okay.
I'm so sorry. That ricocheted off the microphone.
Yeah.
That was
All right.
a joke there. All right. See ya.
See ya. Thanks for that. All right, guys. What was I talking about? Yeah, I know. What was I talking about before Chappelle Corby? Oh, my dream. So I had a dream about the future. Why do you guys listen to this fucking podcast? Every week, I swear to God, it gets worse. It gets worse, and then people keep going, bro, I really like the podcast this week. such a good Chappelle Corby musical. Like, do you guys not have other forms of entertainment? I mean, I appreciate you listening to this podcast, but fucking hell. I mean, all right. So I had a dream. I predicted the future. I was posting an Instagram story, which is the coolest dream ever. Not as cool as the Chappelle Corby musical, but still pretty good. And then I had to pay for a filter on the app. So I was about to post it, and then in my dream it said, pay $1.49 to use this filter. And I woke up and I was like, that's such a sad reality. Like, that's definitely going to happen. You can already pay for followers. You can pay for likes. The next thing is going to be like paying to have fucking dog ears. Oh, I'm going to get some cat. Oh, get it? I look like a cat. Oh, $1.49 to Instagram. Actually, wasn't Snapchat already doing that? Maybe it's not a future dream, guys. Maybe I had a dream about the present, and that shows you how boring my brain is. No, I think, yeah, maybe Snapchat did do that actually for a bit, and then they got rid of it because no one bought it. Anyway, I don't know why I brought that up. Anyway, it was a good musical though. So, what else do I want to talk about? Oh, here we go. Hey, modern toy makers, stop making toys that piss themselves. Didn't think I'd have to that was good English. Didn't think I'd ever have to say that. I was, so it was Meg's niece's birthday this week, and she got a doll for her birthday. And I don't know, maybe it's been happening for years, but it was one of those dolls where you like feed it and shit. And if you feed it water, like you actually put water in it, it genuinely pisses. I watched a baby doll piss itself this week. Yeah. Because that's what toys are now. Do you guys remember when toys back in the day was just like a red truck? And like, you know, we're talking like World War II. Kids would just like have a ball on the end of a stick, and that'd entertain them for 4 hours. Just go, I got a ball and I got a stick. Let's go. And that was what a toy was. And then we started putting wheels on, you know, making little toy trucks, and then we started making dolls, and it's like, all right, and then they move a bit. You're like, oh wow, this is like a little human. But there needs to be a point where toy evolution stops, because we've gone too far. As soon as the toys start doing wheeze, stop. Too far. That's more of a toy. That's less of a toy, more of a pet. That's what pets do. Pets piss themselves. That's what humans do. That's more of a living thing. You know, it was a doll. There was a bit where actually, like, she left the doll and it was just pissing on the ground. Like, it just left a puddle. And it says when it's about to piss, it's like, oh, like it says in a little baby voice, I need to go to the toilet. And then you have to put it on its little potty. So I watched a 1-year-old put another baby doll on a potty, and then watched a 1-year-old watch a baby doll piss itself. It was one of the most confusing things I've ever seen. And apparently this has been happening for years, and because I don't hang out with kids much, so I had no idea that there were toys out there that just was like, oh, I need to take a piss. I'm a toy. Like, imagine if you just bought a Beanie Kid, like from Starbucks or something, for $28.95, you know, and because you're that person, and you bought a Beanie Kid, and then all of a sudden it's sitting on your thing. Okay, so there's Teddy behind me, right? So it's sitting on your drawer, and then all of a sudden it just starts pissing itself. You'd be like, why the fuck did I buy this toy? This isn't a toy, it's a burden. Right? If this bear behind me right now, the My Name Jeff bear that sits in the back of the podcast background, for those who are listening, it sits there all the time. It says My Name Jeff on it. Meg got it for me, because that's what our relationship is. Yep. What about right now? I'm sitting here, right? Just sitting there minding to business. Then I'm talking about something else, right, in 10 minutes, and then it just goes... And I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I turn around, and that bear's just shut itself. You'd be like, that's literally a shit toy. Excuse the pun. Should go to the Apple store. Dude, I couldn't believe it. I watched the toy piss itself and I was like, I'm done. I'm out of here. So yeah, I don't know why I've decided to tell you guys that. But I'm feeling loose and I'm feeling alive, and I think I just wanted you guys to know that that exists. And yeah, if anyone's in the toy manufacturing business, cease. Stop. Put a halt to that, and more Hot Wheels, or more regular dolls. Start making. Also, its eyes are creepy. Anyway, whatever. It was just this creepy doll, and its eyes freaked me out. And then it started peeing, and I was like, "No, fuck this. I'm out." All right. It's not a toy. Anyway, so that was another thing. This is what I write down. I'm like, "Oh, this would be good to talk about on the podcast," and I write, "Baby pisses itself." Dude, if people went through my notes on my phone, like, there's just notes that are literally like baby toy piss. And people be like, what the fuck is this guy's job? Like I would get reported, man, if you just go through my notes. Like, at one point, I just had a note on my phone that said, "Short people, why do you leave the house?" Because I just thought that would be like a funny idea for a stand-up bit once. I was at Reese Maston's concert, and there was this short girl in front of me, and she just couldn't see anything, and I was just like, why the fuck are you here? Anyway, I've never written a bit about that, but that's just what's in my notes. Like, if I go through my notes now, I bet I'm going to find something shit. Here we go. I don't know why I wrote this. At 1:17 a.m. on the 8th of July, I wrote in my notes, "I am strong, I am beautiful, I am enough." What the fuck? I don't even remember, like, what joke that related to. Like, I don't remember. Was it like a caption, or was it like a joke idea, or was it like me bagging people who'd say that type of Instagram caption? I don't know. I just wrote down thinking, oh, I'll remember this in the morning. Nah. Dude, I've got no idea what all this shit means now. I just have like, I have saying, kid punishments. When you're a kid, you get smacked on the bum. But now that's people's kink. Like, I just thought that could be a good bit about me talking about kid punishments. It might be, I don't know. I need to work on it more. So yeah, that's just, my notes are really, just very confusing. Anyway, what else I want to talk about? Oh, okay, I'll quickly talk about this. So, guys, I've made it. If you guys thought I was a Z-lister, you're wrong, okay? Oh, Luke Kidgell, he's probably a Z-list celeb. Nope. You'd be mistaken. I'm a Y-list celebrity now, guys. Yeah. Because I'm on Cameo. Invite only. That's me. And boy, oh boy, it was a journey to get me on there. So, I'll try and keep the story short. It's, what is it? It's May. Okay, I think it was end of May. I received an email from the people at Cameo. I'm pretty sure you have to be invited to get on the app. I don't know. Maybe anyone can be in it. And I get a thing. And at the time, I'm busy. I'm swamped. I've got things to do. You know me. I've got dumb notes to write down. I got musicals to write about Chappelle Corby. I'm a busy guy. So I didn't respond. Then let's just call her. Okay, I don't want to. Because good on this girl. She hustles, and I respect that. Everyone's got a job to do, and she bloody does hers. So let's just say her name is Stacey. And she hit me up. She's like, "Hey, Luke, I'm the head of Cameo Australia, blah, blah, blah. Would love to have you on." And then I was like, and then I ignored that because, I'm a busy guy. And also I was like, what the fuck is that? I don't want to be on an app where people pay me to get shout outs, right? And then, June 4th, so 5 days later, right? "Hey, Luke, did you see my last email? Blah, blah, blah." Ignored that. Why? Because I'm swamped. I'm busy. I got things to do. I got kids to feed. I got to put food on the table, for me, myself, and I. So then, 11th of June. "Hi again. I know you're busy." She gets it. "So just letting you can download the app. It takes 2 minutes to sign up. Just use this invite code." And I was just like, yeah, totally. And I didn't reply, but because I'm doing stuff. I'm getting from A to B. you know what it is. Eventually, after 4 emails, I finally reply. I'm like, hey, Stacey, sorry for the late response. And I wrote, I've been super busy. If anyone ever says, I've been super busy right now, they haven't. They've been doing fuck all. But except for me, I'm always hustling. I was like, yeah, look, I'm interested. How do I put in the invite code? Whatever. And then I forgot about it because, again, guys, I am flat out. I'm absolutely just being crunched by my workload. You know how it is. I've got podcasts to do. I'll be honest, that's really all I have to do. But I got bits to write, you know. I got to talk about babies pissing themselves and old baby toys. But you know, I'm busy. So then she replies back immediately, obviously, because she's like, oh, I've got a nibble. And then she replies again. And then again, so it's now 14th of June, then again, it's now the 18th of June, she sent me another email, and I haven't replied to any of these, and you know what, at this point, I'm like, dude, I respect her hustle. She's been chasing me up for almost a month now. Gets to June 21st, she's like, haven't seen you sign up yet, any other questions, can I help? And then she gives up on email for the time being, so she goes over to Instagram, get a DM, it's Stacey. It's like, hey, Luke, blah, blah, blah. You might remember my email. And I'm thinking, at this point, I was like, okay, this chick is the Oxford Dictionary definition of persistence. Good on her. I respect that hustle. Still don't care. And look, some people might think, oh, that's crazy, Luke. You're literally turning away free money. I'm not motivated by the money, guys. You know, I'm all about the art, which is why I do Chappelle Colby musicals free of charge for you guys. You know, this is free content, and I do that for you guys. And, you know, yes, it's a respectable profession. No, stop it, okay? I know a lot of you guys are bowing down to me right now, probably where you are, and stop. Seriously, there's no need. So then, she hits me back on the email. It's now June 28th. And I still haven't replied. Then she leaves it 3 weeks. And I'm pretty sure at this point she sent me a Facebook DM as well from memory. So she's hit me up on 3 different points of contact. I've only replied once. It's been well over a month now. It gets to July 15th. Hey, Luke, still want to join Cameo? Then she starts going, are you in Melbourne? And are you signing up? Lol. So now even she's impressed at how good I am at dodging emails and ignoring. Like, I'm the best at ignoring someone. Like, if you ever want to be ignored, hit me up and I will show you how good I am. Now look, I do try and reply to most fans. That's the thing. I reply to fans and stuff, but I really do need to get better at like the replying to all the brands and business deals and stuff, because it's not something that I particularly enjoy. Like, obviously it's good because that's how, you know, entertainers pay their bills, but I'm just like, oh, I just want to say dumb shit. That's like why I like doing what I do. I hate all the back end emailing and stuff. And also this was at the time when we were setting up Luke and Lewis and we were just really flat out, and I actually was pretty busy. So then I started to feel bad at this point. So now it's been almost 2 months of her full on like, are you signing up? Are you signing up? And I'm just so impressed that she's sticking with it. So then she sent me another one on July 24th. I reckon this is like a 8th email now, maybe a 10th. I don't know. I finally reply with, hey, sorry, I've been really meaning to get around to it. Again, like me, and she's probably going to watch this, whatever. Stacey, you know, I was just couldn't be fucked. Okay, I'm lazy. And no, this thing, I'm lazy when it comes to like shit that I'm like, whatever. Because it's not something that I was never like, it's not something I would have ever just chased up myself, as being on Cameo. I don't really know what it was, but I looked into it, and it's like that app, if you don't know. I probably should have explained that at the start. I'm an idiot. It's an app at the start where what am I talking about? It's an app where like wireless celebrities like myself now you can pay them money and they send you like a personalized message. So I checked it out, and it was guys like Soulja Boy and stuff. You know, and I watched his one, and he was like, hey, Soulja Boy, crank that 3 times, my super sock that soul, I ain't playing, you know, like that's That's what he's there, and you can pay him $150, and he'll be like, "Hey, look, Soldier Boy here. Crank that. You dun dun dun. Soldier Boy, tell him you know how it is. All right, we at it again." And you could pay $200 for that. That's what the app is. And I looked through it, and man, who else is on this app? Obviously there's me now, and oh, by the way, okay, so after 2 months, I'll go through the app in a sec, but after 2 months of being hassled to get on there, you would think that by the time I agreed to do it, I would show a level of respect towards the app. I wouldn't mock it. I would take it seriously. You would think that, but nah, one take only. So she got me. She's like, "Oh, you need to record an intro video to tell your future people a little bit about what kind of videos you can send them." And she's like, "Make sure it's good and it will get you more money and more bookings and stuff." So she's like, "Make sure you take some time, think about what you want to say." And I was like, "Sweet, one take." And this is my video that is up on Cameo. You can actually go find it. And this is how this is my ad on Cameo for my page. It's Luke Kidgell, and I'm selling out because apparently this is my life now. So if you wanna shout out, if you want me to be like, "Yo, happy birthday," or "Oi, hey Braden, eat a dick," or anything like that, I will do it for money. All right, looking forward to doing it. It's Luke Kidgell, and I'm selling out. That's so disrespectful. Oh, poor girl. She's tried for ages to get me on the app. And then 15 seconds after I posted that, I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating, maybe 30 seconds, okay? But definitely well under a minute, I get a text. I don't even know how she got my number. I put my number in the app, and straight away, she sent me a text going like, "Hey, it's Stacey. I loved your video. It was so funny." And I was like, "Really? You thought that was so funny?" Me going, "I'm selling out. Give me money." So guys, if you want to help me sell out, I'm on Cameo now. I'm a whitelister. So if you want a personal shout out, if your name's Braden and you want to be told to eat a dick, then give me $30 and I'll do it. But seriously though, I don't do it for me, by the way. Do it for Stacey, man, because she deserves it. I assume she gets some kind of commission. Assuming that's why she was trying so hard to get me on the app. I'm assuming if I get a booking now, she gets a commission off it. So I don't really give a fuck if you want a personalized video. I will do it for sure, because I like you guys. But do it for Stacey. She deserves it. She's been hustling me. She's been hounding me for 2 months. Literally the least she could get out of this is like $5 commission. And I was also super disrespectful when I set it up. You can choose your price, and it recommended that I do $25 as my price. And then I clicked it up to 30, and it said, "Warning, this will get you fewer bookings." And I was like, good. More money, less work. I'm selling out. So, yeah, guys, if you guys want to go over there, if you want a personal shout out, hey, do it. I don't really care. So that's my ad. Hey, I'm Luke. I'm on Cameo. Don't care. Now, move on. It's time to talk about ultimate pump-up songs. Hit the intro. No, guys, that was just a prank. That was actually just my voice. But now, actually hit the intro. The ultimate pump-up song countdown / tournament. So, it's been a while since we last touched base on the Ultimate Pump-Up Song Championships. A lot has happened. It's been an absolute rollercoaster ride of emotions. The last one before Lewis's guest episode, by the way, if you didn't listen to last week's podcast, go check it out. It was awesome to get a lot of good feedback on that one. You guys seem to really like... yeah, it was just a funny episode. I think it was good. And also, thank you guys so much for... all the awesome feedback on Luke and Lewis as well. For those who checked out our new podcast, that we're back and whatever. So yeah, go check out Luke and Lewis after this if you haven't already. But we got bigger things to worry about, because Shot Through the Heart, it's actually You Give Love a Bad Name, aka Shot Through the Heart by Bon Jovi, 2 weeks ago was playing off against Immigrant Song. You Give Love a Bad Name won that quite convincingly. Bon Jovi absolutely towed up Led Zeppelin. I've got the results here. Where are they? In the end, You Give Love a Bad Name came out 62% of the voting in most of the polls, and Led Zeppelin ended up 38% of the vote. So quite a convincing win. Someone, I forget who it is, I forgot to write your name, sorry, but someone messaged me on the podcast, on the Memoirs of a White Guy podcast Instagram. If you haven't gone and followed that yet, go check it out for anything podcast related. And it's also a good place to contact me with correspondence for the podcast. So he said, I feel like the Immigrant Song is good during the battle. See Thor's battle scene in Wakanda in Infinity War. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce that place. I've never watched it. But You Give Love a Bad Name is a bit of pump-up song leading up to the big moment. You feel me? I agree. Immigrant Song is like, come to the land, to the ice and snow. And well, they're all fighting. And there's, welcome to the gods. Like, it's a good tune. But you're right. Shot through the... But you know, that's definitely... that's better in the build-up. Which, I guess, what we're looking for is pump-up songs. So you got to go what's better in the build-up here. What gets you going. And I feel like it was a good decision. So... You Give Love a Bad Name progresses through to the next round, and this is the first one we know who's playing off. It means that You Give Love a Bad Name will now be playing off against Stronger to get into the preliminary finals before the big GF. And last week, we with Lewis on the podcast, it was decided that Eye of the Tiger was playing off against Joker and the Thief, but here's what happened during the week. It was decided that we weren't sure which Joker and the Thief version should play off against Eye of the Tiger, because obviously there's the original Joker and the Thief by Wolfmother, or the far superior version, if you haven't heard it, by my good friend and the show's good friend, I guess the podcast's good friend, or so I thought, Reese Maston. I thought any listener of this podcast by now would have my boy Reese's back. I really did. And you know what? I want to thank 49% of you for doing that. Meg's back. What'd you leave in here?
Always call me out.
Yeah, well, you can't. It's weird if you just sneak in.
To be respectful.
Well, you're not. Oh, it's not very respectful barging in. Did you vote for Reese Maston in the poll?
I actually did. I love Reese.
Yeah.
Is your phone on charge? Or what?
No, it's not.
Oh, I just unplugged the camera.
Yeah, you did.
Oh no.
What are you doing there, Meg?
Where's your phone charger?
My phone charger's on the ground there.
Fab.
But what are you going to plug it into? Guys, thanks for coming in, Meg.
I'll figure it out.
Alright. Good luck.
Bye.
Alright. I need a lock on my door. Okay, yeah. What was I saying? Now, a professional podcast, by the way, would cut that out. Listen to another one. So, yeah, Reese was playing up against Wolfmother. So there was going to be two polls. Going to be the first poll of which Joker and the Thief should be playing against Eye of the Tiger. And then we're going to do Joker and the Thief versus Eye of the Tiger. I will admit I did forget, and I didn't do the Reese poll till a couple of days ago. And I'll be honest, guys, pretty disappointed. I really thought Reese Maston's Joker and the Thief, I thought it'd be a no-brainer. I thought maybe 90-10 win, 90%, and maybe 10% Nuffies just going like, oh, look, Wolfmother, they're cool. 51% of you have your head so far lodged up your assholes. Oh, but Luke, I think it's just a classic and it's a good... Don't want to hear it. Have you honestly heard Reese Maston's version? It's a tune. Like the Wolfmother version, and by the way, this is not me going like, haha, like, oh, vote for Reese. Reese Maston's version is 100% better, right? Look up Joker and the Thief. So there's the Wolfmother version here. The guitar's good. I do like the intro. The intro Wolfmother one is good, but then as soon as the dude starts singing, why have you got so much effects on your voice? That's what it sounds like. It sounds like he's record it in a shed. So many are fakes on my voice, 'cause I can't sing. That's what it would sound like if I tried to sing. I'd be like, oh, just fucking layer it with effects. All right, for the Chappelle Corby musical, that's what it's gonna sound like, dude. And then, listen to this talent. Oh, oozes talent. So this is Reese's version. Boom. He has a way better voice than the guy from Wolf Mother, and it's also. But wait till like the bridge. Are you ready? This bit. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just doing this so you guys know you're wrong. By the way, if you voted for Wolf Mother, I just want you to know. Dude, that Australian twang. That's some Mason Ramsey level twang. Every day. Dude, even if he wasn't my boy, I would like this more. Dude, I just want you to listen to the whole thing so you can sit in the mistake you all made. Oh, dude, it's so good. I guys, want you to know that you made an error there, and you should have chosen Reese. And look, it's the rules are rules, and I thought about it a lot. I will admit, I went through multiple different emotions after Reese came out with the loss. I first thought was, fuck it, none of you deserve this competition. The Pump Up Song Tournament is over. That was immature, that thought, and I also want to find out who wins. So, and also, you guys do deserve it, because I appreciate listening to this podcast, but I don't appreciate your opinions on Wolf Mother. My second reaction was, okay, now, like, honestly, Reese Mastin's Joker and the Thief, it's good for two reasons. One, less competition now for fat bottom girls, because there's no way Wolf Mother's Joker and the Thief is absolutely, that's no competition there. Look, I don't know. I just, here's what's going to happen. Now that Wolf Mother's Joker and the Thief is going to be playing off against Eye of the Tiger, for everyone, for every single person who voted for Reese, do it for Reese, okay? Hashtag I stand with Reese. That's the hashtag we're all using, all right? Put it on your social medias. Spread the word. This week, fuck Wolf Mother. This is why I didn't do the second poll yet, all right? We're not doing another round this week. We're going to continue this round because I still haven't done the poll. I wanted to save it. Now, Joker, Wolf Mother are playing off against Eye of the Tiger. Never, and by the way, I've never tried to influence this competition before, but this really rubbed me the wrong way. Fuck Wolf Mother. If you voted for Reese Mastin and you stand for good music, vote Eye of the Tiger this week, and let's fuck Wolf Mother off out of this competition. Oh, Luke, you're probably joking. Do I look like I'm fucking joking? Okay, ignore my smirk just then. Ignore that smile as well. I ain't joking. I'm like a rapper, dude. I ain't fucking playing. So, fuck Wolf Mother. Eye of the Tiger makes it through to the next round. I stand by Reese. You guys should too. He lost 49% to 51%. It was a nail biter. So I know for a fact just under half of you are feeling my pain right now. And there's 51% of you right there now who are watching this disagreeing with me, who can honestly, I don't want to say this, but blah. And I didn't want to do that to you guys, but that's what you deserve. Blah. I know I didn't want to insult you guys. I really appreciate you all listening to this podcast, but yeah, that's what you deserve. You just deserve a blah in your ears. Anyway, that's the Ultimate Pump Up Song Championship. So guys, this week we're continuing last week's vote. Joker and the Thief, Wolf Mother is playing off against Survivor, Eye of the Tiger. So vote wisely. If you care about music and you enjoy Reese Maston, then you know who to vote for. Fuck off, Wolf Mother. They don't deserve to be in this competition anymore. It's made me mad. It's made me real mad. And now let's move on. We've got other things to talk about. I did want to talk about this actually. You guys have been sending me a bunch of knocks. We haven't done the knock for a while. If you want to join the Patreon, you can get access to this phone, which is the Nokia. It's the official phone of the podcast. It's the best way to contact with me. Pretty much all correspondence that comes through it, I read. Some of it's good, some of it's not so good, but I guess that's what you pay for, you know? So yeah, if you want to support me on Patreon, that means a lot. That's how I fund all my content at the moment, and it's how I can keep doing what I'm doing. So I really appreciate you guys jumping on board with that, and the Patreon's growing as well, so that's awesome. We also have a Discord as well, and we've just started a new chat literally today, and I don't know how I feel about it, because I noticed there was heaps of people. You guys got to think, all right? It's a chat full of a bunch of Luke Kidgell fans, all right? There's going to be a lot of white privilege in there, a lot of arrogance, and a lot of flexing going on. So I had to open a new chat just called Flex Chat today, which is just for people to flex their privilege in. The rules are, which I stated at the top of the chat, this chat is exclusively to flex and brag. No humble posts here, please. Only arrogance and privilege. And straight away, people are in there just going, oh, just about to use my express pass through customs so the plebs can stand in line and I can walk in front of them. Hey, a bloke named Elliot, good lad, said, went and got written off on a Wednesday. Biggest flex ever. So he got drunk on a Wednesday. That's a pretty good flex. So yeah, there's a lot of good flexes in here already. I put my stolen roundabout sign up in my kitchen today. That's my flex. I got a free leftover Parma tonight. So every day, people just flex their privilege. And yeah, so if you want to get a part of the Discord and all the Patreon stuff, there's also a Luke and Meg only podcast that we do once a fortnight with Meg, who you met earlier. A lot of extra fun stuff in there. So yeah, if you want to be a part of it, join the Patreon. That would mean a lot. And otherwise, guys, let's do the knocks. So these are a few of the Patreon people who've knocked me up this week on the knock. The first one, hey Jeff, quick question. A guy in my class doesn't like Fat Bottom Girls at all. Like, thinks it's a bad song. Should I try and get him expelled, or just suspended so he can think about what he's done? I can't think of any other solutions. Let me know what you think. Thanks. I think you're on the money there. You haven't said what your name is, but yeah, you're on the money there. I reckon you should probably, maybe don't get him expelled. I think everyone makes mistakes. 51% of you this week made a mistake. And, you know, we can all forgive and forget. Time heals all wounds. And I think that definitely get him suspended from school. Maybe just tell the principal, oh, this bloke doesn't like Fat Bottom Girls by Queen. And that's 5 days of thinking time, at least. At least after school detentions. So we can just fucking have a sit, think, you know, while everyone's left school, and it can be like, yeah, I was pretty off with that call, eh? That's a good song. So yeah, I don't really know what you wanted me to say there. I assume he wanted me to think of other solutions. You could just play the song in front of him and put him in a lie detector and say, does this song honestly not get you pumped? And if he says no, and it comes up that he's telling the truth, throw out that lie detector because it's clearly broken. Get a new one, ask him, and keep doing that process until he says yes. And then eventually it might change his mind. Or just torture him, pinch his nipples, twist him a bit, nipple cripple, that'll work. Torture people into agreeing with you. That's 2019. That's what Twitter is. I went on Twitter the other day. This is why I don't go on Twitter. A lot of people go, oh, you never tweet. Like, oh, Lewis and Frenchie, they tweet all the time. And I'm just like, you know why I don't go on Twitter? Because every time I go on Twitter, I fucking hate it. It's the worst social media. Oh, agree with me. Agree with me. One funny joke. Agree with me. Agree with me. Oh, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. Fuck this comedian for making a joke. Fuck this rapper for saying this thing. Fuck this. Fuck that. It's so negative. So, no, that's why I don't go on Twitter. It's bullshit. And the only time I ever go on Twitter is for garbage. So if you do want to follow me on Twitter, I guess go follow it. There's a bit of good garbage on there, but otherwise that's why. All right, the next one coming through on the knock. Yo, you mention your love for pop punk a lot. Example, e.g., Blink-183 and Panic at the Disco. Yeah, man, I always talk about how much I love Blink-183. That's my favorite band. Ignore the 2 there on that poster behind me. It's actually supposed to say Blink-183. Yeah, I love Blink-183. They are one of my favorite pop punk bands. I love their song All the Big Things. I love their song. It goes, what's it called? Gosh Darn It. That's a really good one. I love yeah, so good. Anyway, so yeah, I do love pop punk. But okay, so the rest of it is, so yeah, you love Blink-183 and Panic at the Disco. Yeah, my 2 favorite bands. But you've never gone into it much. I'd love to hear you talk about your music. Also, what songs are you listening to at the moment? This is not the first time I've been asked about this, actually. A few people have asked me, just like on Instagram and stuff. They want me to talk about my music. I was thinking of doing a podcast purely about my music and stuff. Is that something you guys would be interested in? Like, just call it the pop punk episode. And I was thinking of maybe getting on like Radio Mike or something like that, because he's like my other friend who enjoys that kind of music and stuff. I know it's not going to be for everyone, but maybe I could be like a bonus episode or something. Yeah, it can be the pop punk episode. Let me know if you want me to do that. He said, also, what songs are you listening to at the moment? Maybe I'll talk about all my pop punk. If you want to hear me talk about all my pop punk stuff, I might do that in a few weeks' time as its own episode. Maybe that's a better way to do it. What music am I listening to at the moment? I'm listening to like a lot of I've been like, it's so lame. Like, I'm so white and I'm aware of it. I've been listening to Machine Gun Kelly's new album a lot. This guy Youngblood, I really like the song they did together. Halsey, you know, like this new wave, like pop punk thing. It's not like punk, but it's like this new wave. I dig it. I don't know why. It's like this new wave of like teenage rebellion punk, and I know it's kind of corny to like that stuff still. But I don't know. It seems honest. Like I listen to a lot of music these days, and it doesn't seem honest. Like when you listen to fucking Ariana Grande or some shit, and you're like, you're just writing this to stack up your money further. It just doesn't feel honest, and I feel like these people like Machine Gun Kelly and stuff, and often these new artists who are coming through at the moment and who are getting really big really quickly. I feel like they just like being them and doing whatever the fuck they want. I think that's cool. I think I also like people who just do whatever they want, like any artist, like comedians, musicians. I love comedians who say what they want. I love musicians who say what they want. And you know what else? It's fun. It's upbeat music, and it's fun to listen to, and sounds really corny, which is why I don't talk about it a lot, but I love music that makes you like feel something, if that makes sense. Like, that's why I love Blink-183, you know? I love how much, like when I was growing up, I remember like how I felt the first time I really got into them. Like, I felt like they made me feel like a teenager. Like, I was like, yeah, fuck the police, even though that was NWA. But you know what I mean? I was just like, yeah, establishment. Even though that was never me, I just kind of liked the attitude of like doing whatever you want and following your dreams. I just think that's cool, and it's kind of corny to still like that stuff, particularly when you're my age and you're an adult. But yeah, I've been digging. If you want to follow what I've been playing, I have a Spotify playlist at the moment. You can follow me on Spotify if you're actually interested in what music I listen to. I didn't think anyone was, so I never really talked about it. But apparently some people are. If you want to follow me, it's just luke.kidgell on Spotify. I have a few playlists. I have the Ultimate Pump Bop playlist. I have my Tambourine Tour pre-show playlist. I have one called Certified Banglords, and I also have one called Tunes I'm Cranking. And the Tunes I'm Cranking one is usually what I'm currently listening to. What's in it? It's a bit of Ed Sheeran's new album. I've been enjoying the collaboration thing. I've got a few Machine Gun Kelly songs in there, a Youngblood song, Fat Bottom Girls, obviously, because it's the ultimate pump up. So yeah, just stuff like that. So anyway, that's the answer to that question. If you let me know, guys, as well, if you want me to do like podcast. I was also thinking of doing, like, after I do the pop punk podcast, I was thinking maybe in another month's time we could do like the video game episode where it's just me and someone else and we just talk about video games for like 45 minutes. Let me know if that's something you'd be into. Like every once in a while we just do a podcast about one particular topic. This is another one. This is probably the last one I'll do. Hey, Luke, I love the podcast. You often talk about what you get up to with your comedian friends when you hang out, but only sometimes mention your high school mates. However, when you do, it's often a great story. For example, the story of your friend eating the family pizza. Yeah, if you want to go back to, like, I don't know when it was, like 10, 15 podcasts ago, I did tell a story of my mate Dean. He said, I can eat a whole family pizza and 2 potato cakes. And I said, there's no fucking way you can. And then he went and did it. So, you know what? You got to respect that. Is there any reason you don't talk about your personal life as much on the podcast? Or am I weird and reading into it too much? Don't mean to be creepy. I just enjoy hearing all those stories of you having fun with your friends. Thanks, A. This person's name is A. Cool. Your name is a letter. I just want you to know that. So what's the question? Do you avoid talking about your personal life? No, I don't avoid it at all. I just talk about whatever I think's funny. Isn't this whole podcast about my personal life? It's literally, I don't talk about anything topical, ever. Which is why it means the world that you guys listen to this still, because I never talk about topical shit. Ever. Like, it's like sometimes I do if it catches my interest. Like, I enjoyed the Kidgell bath stuff a couple of weeks ago because that interested me. But man, today I think I've just talked about me. This podcast is like me, and me, and a little bit more me. So it means the world that people listen, to be honest. So I would say I do talk about my personal life a lot. That's all I talk about on this podcast. But you're right. Maybe I don't talk about my friends. You know why? It's not very funny, the reasoning, but I just think they didn't ask for that. You know what I mean? Like, say if you had a podcast or a platform that a lot of people listen to, I guess, which is the position I'm in, which is awesome. It's a lot of fun. You might just be like, I just want to have normal friends and a normal relationship with them. I don't want them to think whenever we're hanging out that if they do something crazy, I'm just hanging out because I want to talk about it on my podcast. Like, yes, there's a lot of fucking funny stuff that happens in my life that I guess I don't mention, but it's just because that stuff is just fun to keep it between your friendship group. Like, for example, I'll tell you about it now, but I guess I wouldn't have. The other night, we went out for a few drinks with some friends and with some of my high school mates. And as you do when all the boys are drunk and you're walking along the Yarra River, you start going, how much money would you swim it across it for? And I said maybe $5,000. And one of my mates goes like, fuck that, I'd do it for $1,000. And there was 5 of us there, including him. So it was four other people. And I was like, well, if everyone's willing to chuck in $250 for you to swim across the Yarra at 1 a.m. on a freezing fucking cold night, for sure. And then the rest of the night was just like preparing for it, like going into Crown, asking people what they think. And it's like, I didn't put any of that on my Instagram story. I didn't put any of that on my Snapchat story. I just think those moments, like, it was 2 hours of us like asking strangers, like, how are we going to get across? And like, do you want to come watch? And we had all these people who were interested and stuff. And I guess and he never did it, by the way. He didn't do it. He took he got down to his underwear on the side of the river. And then we were just like, fuck this, dude. You're not doing it. You're going to die. And then we found out the next day that someone did die doing that in 2011. So I'm very glad my mate didn't do it. But yeah, we do that shit all the time. And I guess I don't know. It's just the thing that I don't deliberately avoid telling you guys anything. It's just maybe a thing that I thought, it's probably funnier when you have to be there. It was funny when you were there. And then it was funny because when we were doing all that, a few fans came over, like they were like, "Oh, Luke," or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" And we started talking to them, and then a bunch of fans, that's a few of you guys who listen to this podcast actually. So you guess you know who you are if you're listening now. That you already know this story, but yeah, they came over and like, "What are you doing?" Like, "Oh, he wants to swim across the Yarra," and then like it was crazy. Anyway, stuff like that. Of course, stuff like that happens. It happens in everyone's life, but I guess to answer your question, no, I don't avoid talking about my personal life. It's just a thing that I sometimes just want to have a night out that's a good memory and that's not content for once, and that makes me happy. So that's I guess that's it. But no, I don't deliberately avoid. If it's fucking hilarious, of course I'll tell you guys. But that one, for example, was just funnier because you had to be there for it. So yeah, but yeah, if I have any more stories between me and my high school mates, of course I'll tell it if they're funny enough. I just think you guys think my life's hilarious. It's not. It's it's funny stuff happens occasionally. All right, there's one more text here. Mason Ramsey twang for a brief new music video. That's pretty old now. I'm assuming that was from a while ago. Yeah, if you want to knock me up, get on the Patreon. You guys are awesome. I think that is almost the end of the podcast. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon and sends me correspondence and stuff. Also, you don't have to ask me questions about myself. You can also just ask me, for advice or tell me about your life. I don't particularly. I'd prefer to hear about your lives, to be honest, than mine. I'm fucking boring. I want you guys to give me some juice. So if you want any life advice questions, hit me up on the knock. And other than that, guys, make sure you vote for the Ultimate Pump Up song this week. And if you like this podcast every week, I'd love it if you told someone. And that's how this thing keeps on growing. Other than that, thank you very much for checking out Luke and Lewis during the week as well. Adios!